Welcome back. A tremendous outpouring of support continues this morning as Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobbi Kristina, remains hospitalized after she was found unresponsive face down in her bathtub over the weekend. Now, there are conflicting reports about her condition, and so far the hospital is not commenting. Our sister network, E, citing an unnamed source, is reporting she is on a ventilator, but that has not been confirmed. Police are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. But the way she was found is absolutely chilling. It is similar to her mother and how she died nearly 3 years ago. Authorities released this 911 call from the scene.
Engine 7, rescue 4, spinal echo level response, possible cardiac arrest, 21-year-old female in the bathtub, face down.
When first responders arrived at her Atlanta home, they found her husband, Nick Gordon, performing CPR. Now, the couple had just celebrated their first wedding anniversary. Gordon and her father, Bobby Brown, are said to be at her bedside, keeping close watch and asking for privacy. And joining me now, journalist and Vanity Fair contributor Allison Samuels. Allison, thank you so much for your time. I know you covered Whitney Houston, you've covered Bobby Brown, you know this family. I think people are at a loss for words, and their hearts are just hurting for this young girl who struggled before her mother's passing, but certainly especially after her mother died.
Yes, it's been really difficult the last 3 years for Bobbi Kristina. Her family, her grandmother, her aunt weren't very happy with her getting married to this young man. She struggled with, sort of movie appearances and television shows about her mother, things that she thought were too soon. She's just struggled overall, and then accusations of being on drugs, which her family says is not the problem this time around, but they don't know exactly what she's been doing over the last couple of months in terms of her drug use.
Let me play a little bit of a recent interview with Bobbi Kristina talking about being a newlywed in her life. Let's play that.
I had times when I was very, very low, but who doesn't go through that, I just go through it publicly, I'm not any different than anyone else. I'm not any different than you. I'm not any different than anyone in this world.
Just under a microscope.
Yeah.
Times 10.
Times 100.
The microscope she lived under, tell me more about what her life has been like since her mom passed away.
From the moment Whitney died, she's sort of been under this cloud of suspicion in terms of sort of her drug use, also sort of wanting to sort of find comfort, because I think her surrounding, the people who are surrounding her are not exactly the people her grandmother would like to have around her. Nick is probably the main person in her ear, but there are a lot of other people that aren't family members that have a lot of influence over her, and that's been sort of difficult. And also, again, if you read her latest tweet, she talked about missing her mother more than she's missed her in the last 3 years. It seems to be getting worse and not better, and I think that's really the saddest part.
What is her support system? I mean, you mentioned her husband, you mentioned some people who are not relatives. What about her grandmother? And then there were others who were part of her life immediately after who were family members, right?
They were family members, but there was some strain with her grandmother before Whitney died. Okay. There was definitely some problems there before that. And then afterwards, marrying this young man really upset her immediate family. They felt like it was too soon. They don't trust his agenda. And, I think now they're probably sort of really questioning it, because how did this happen? Where was he when this actually went down? So I think those suspicions only grow now.
All right, thank you very much. Now let me bring in Natasha Eubanks, founder and owner of the blog Young, Black, and Fabulous. Social media, we learn so much news now and how people feel. Instantly, you have celebrities like Missy Elliott. Missy tweeted out, still praying for Bobbi Kristina. I see some people making jokes. She lost her mom. That's tougher than you might think to deal with. And the list goes on and on. Sierra, prayers for Bobbi Kristina. A lot of celebrities went on social media, Natasha.
Right. And even Lady Gaga to everyone that you can think of, Holly Robinson Peete, people that have known Bobbi Kristina since she was probably born, and have seen her progress, and like some people may say, come down a bit. She started off as a very fun girl, and we saw her on the Bobbi and Whitney show, and she seemed so innocent and sweet. And
she was a kid.
She was a kid, and it just it just took a tumble, and no one knew where it started. Maybe it was something, you know, a codependency with her mother. No one knows. But I do know that a lot of celebrities are reaching out and are praying for her. Even Twinkie Bird, who's a casting director, who casted her mom, Whitney, in Sparkle, she even tweeted the sweetest message saying, let's keep her in our prayers. You know, this is Whitney's daughter. We love her.
Bravo's Andy Cohen put out, praying for Bobbi Kristina today. The family has been through enough. And, and you know, it's interesting when Allison was talking about her support system being, you know, Bobbi Kristina's husband and a couple of other people. It seems like from Tyler Perry on, there have been groups of people wanting to help her, celebrities who understand that microscope, but for whatever reason, she just stayed away.
Right, and we have to remember she's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And when you're 21 and you're in love, whether you're supposed to be in love with this person or not, and your family's like, no, don't marry him, don't be with him, when everyone on the outside who does know better is telling you, no, 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 you're going to do it anyway. So yeah, she may be ignoring those people, especially Tyler Perry, who's at her bedside, who brought her on for better or for worse.
And he's right there with her now.
He's right there with her, and he tried to get her out of her, I don't want to just say a funk, but he tried to lift her spirits, and it may just take, I'm not sure what it's going to take. I'm not sure. But she's 21. These are things 21-year-olds do. They go for love.
Well, right now they're focused on her recovery and hopefully getting her back healthy. And obviously, from everywhere, thoughts and prayers. No one should have to go through these things so young. Thank you so much, Tasha.
Thank you.